Hi everybody. Well, thank you again for watching my videos. I think pretty sure the fifth one. And sorry I didn't upload last week. We were super busy just getting everything settled. We finally picked what core neighborhood we're going to be staying at, and 5 of us picked Kalawala, 3 of us picked Waianae, and it was an amazing ceremony. Actually, they held a ceremony, which is cool, and it was at this place called the Spitting Caves, and God's creation is it's insanely breathtaking, and it was amazing to go there to feel the peace that God has set upon us, and know where we're supposed to be, where He's calling us to be. So I picked Kalawala, and so did John, so did John, Travis, Lindsay, Taylor. Yeah, that's us. We picked that, and then Charlie, Tabby, and Kathy, they all picked Waianae. And so we're all in different places. Well, not really. We're all spread out. We don't really get to see each other as often. But Travis, Lindsay, John, and I are all volunteering at the ARC, which is the Adult Rehabilitation Center, which is an all-men facility. If you guys have one around you, I strongly recommend going to chapel because it is amazing. I love that place already. The guys are awesome, and it's great to just build relationships and sit down and get to know them. If you are doing any sort of outreach, any sort of anything, I really suggest that you, before even suggesting them going to church, you get to know them first. Instead of throwing the Bible and our religion in their face, sit down, talk story with them, get to know them, and relate to them. And that's what we've been doing, and it's awesome. And making friends and getting to know people. And then Charlie, Tabby, and Kathy are all at the um, Boys and Girls Club in Waianae. Taylor's the only one here who didn't volunteer at the ARC. She's at the Palm Settlement, is also working with kids. So please send your prayers. We need them. Some of us are working with men, other ones are kids. Both of them are hard to get to. Um, so just pray that we're able to create amazing relationships through God and just be transparent so they could see Jesus instead of us, you know. Um, so yeah, last week was going around and just checking out the neighborhood, seeing what we wanted, seeing if we wanted to be there. And this week was us getting integrated into what we're going to be doing. So it was us starting our normal routine, which for me was insanely overwhelming. It was too much for me at one time, and I don't know. I was feeling homesick really bad. I was missing my family and my friends and everybody, and um, then we started working at our neighborhoods, and we had to read a book, and we had to memorize a verse in the Bible, and we had to read our soaps and do all this stuff, and it was a lot for me. And but I know through God, like with God, I'm gonna be able to get through it. He's such an amazing provider. So prayers, please, for that. I know a lot of us are all dealing with and struggling with our own things. Um, so we've been doing our soaps, and we've been reading Leviticus, which I never thought I would read, let alone love. I love reading Leviticus. I got so much out of it, and it's amazing. It's amazing to see what we had to do back then and how it lines up. It's extremely parallel to what Jesus Christ did for us, and the way the way God lined it up is it's indescribable. It's when you read it, you can see it. You can see the resemblance. You can see how it foreshadows what Jesus had to do for us. And one of the things that I took really big with reading Leviticus was how much we all take for granted. And for me, I realized how much I take for granted my salvation and Jesus Christ dying on the cross for me, because wow, how often do we look over it? How often do we see it as just, oh yeah, during Easter or watching Passion of the Christ, some another Sunday school class, you know? It's it's something so serious and so big and so huge, and a lot of the times we look over it and we don't even pay attention. We know it's there, so we take it for granted. And wow, sit down and think about it. If you're a parent or a grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, think about your own child, your firstborn. But imagine them completely perfect. They didn't do anything wrong. They never done anything wrong. They listened to you. And then having to give them up for all the disgusting and sick people who are in this world, all the people who have done wrong. Or maybe think about all the people who've done wrong to you, and imagine giving up your child for them. And imagine the child being glad to do it, happy to give his or her life for us. That's what Jesus Christ did. He gave his life for us. And so we're able to live and not to live like they had to back in the day when it was Leviticus, when back in the Old Testament, and it was so much harder. Everything was so precise, so laid out, and if they did it wrong, they did not know Christ. God didn't know them. God didn't talk to them. God didn't bless them. They had to follow everything, and if not, it wasn't good. And we don't have to do that. Like, now we take our salvation for granted. People don't even want it, and it's so easy. It's so easy to just give everything to God, and to know that he's going to forgive us, to know that his grace is so abounding that he's going to forgive us for no matter what we've done. And that hit home for me a lot, because I take a lot of things for granted. Like, I'm living in Hawaii for a year, and I am taking it for granted, and I know it. And just realizing all of that stuff, that how much I take for granted, it's insane. So yeah, we're reading Leviticus, and we're going to be reading Mark, which I've never read before, and I'm super stoked about. I'm so excited to read. So yeah, it's mostly what's been going on in our lives, because we haven't been doing any crazy adventurous tourist things like we did before when we first got here. It's in our normal routine, and we're just getting ready for the year. And prayer, please, we need it, and any support you can give, we need it. Right now, I know we're debating a lot on where to go for our summer assignments, and all of us feel the Lord calling us to go to India. And my family, don't freak out, because if this is where the Lord's calling me, then this is where I need to go. And I can't imagine what it would be like to go there, to be persecuted for your faith. We take it for granted, like I was saying. In the United States, we don't get anything for it, but there, it's such a hard thing to follow. So to be able to go there and help out, to just give to those people who are so in need. So yeah, we need to be sure this is where the Lord wants us, and I'm pretty sure that's where we're going. Also, I just want to ask for prayer, like, for two people who are on my heart, who the Lord has set upon my heart. One of them is one of the guys that I had gotten really close with at the ARC, which I've been doing a lot lately, which is amazing, to just sit down and get to know them and hear their story, talk story with them, and understand what they've gone through, and try to, at least, and bring God to them that way. But I met this guy named Bryson, and he's 21, he's young. So it was easy for me to connect with him because we were about the same age. But he's been through a lot, and he's graduating the program on Wednesday, which is amazing. But the next day he's leaving and flying home to Utah, which is going to be hard for us, because me and a lot of the other people on the Rev High team have gotten really close to us, close to him, and it feels like he's part of the team, not part of the ARC. But just that he can follow God and know that no matter what, no matter where he's at, that God can use him, and God's there, and he loves him, and just that he could be a light for his family, like, just for God to prosper him, and just let him know that he has support. And also another one is for my friend Bianca. She's going through a lot of things that I can't imagine going through, and God has set it so heavy upon my heart, because she reminds me of my sisters, who are both in high school, and she's in high school. And wow, Maddie, it reminds me so much of my sisters Maddie and Amanda. And it's just, if it was my sister, I would not want them to be struggling this way. So just please pray for her. Lord knows what she's going through. I just ask that you lift her up, And so yeah, this is pretty much it. This has been going on in my life. It's been pretty tough. I'm pretty exhausted with what we're going through, with what we're doing, but I know the Lord will get me through it. And if you guys are going through anything tough, anything hard, cry out to the Lord, because man, he answers prayers like nobody's business. It is astounding to see what he can do and how he does it, because he does it in crazy ways. God likes to be ironic, if you haven't noticed. So yeah, thank you again so much for just watching this, even though I'm not very good at making videos. And Grandma, you need to stop showing everybody. This is only for not a lot of people. So yeah. Thanks again. If you have questions, just let me know. Bye.